Hey everyone, my name is Will from EdwardsandCo, and today with the help of Talia, I'm going to be taking you through the soft semi-textured updo created for the Valencia By Perfect Stranger campaign. So we've just shampooed your hair with the Virtue Smooth range, and that's just going to help smooth down that frizz but still enhance your natural curls as much as possible. And then that conditioner is going to help hydrate and give extra definition into these curls. So I'm just combing through your hair with a wide tooth comb, and then I'm going to apply these products. So we've gone through and shampooed and conditioned, and that's going to help smooth down the frizz from your hair and then give you extra definition and shape in your curl, which is really going to enhance this updo that we're going to be creating, because we want as much texture and curl as possible. So the first product I'm going to use in your hair today is the Virtue Moisture Defining Whip, and that's going to give you extra hydration, and it's really going to define those curls, so enhance extra movement throughout your hair. So I'm going to start off with just one pump. So depending on the amount of hair you have is really going to determine how much product you want to put in. So you've got so much hair and it's really thick, so we're going to put a fair bit in at the moment. You're really going to be able to tell once these curls start to look super hydrated and defined. And you'll want to stop playing with it at that point and just start drying. So the next product I'm going to use is the Isles Formula Finishing Serum, and that's going to be a really good heat protectant for when we're diffusing the hair, and it's also going to get rid of all of that frizz. You'll really be able to see the definition in the curls. So once it's starting to feel a little bit heavier through those ends and you can see those curls really forming, you'll know not to put any more in, and then you can always go through and add extra in after you've started diffusing if you're feeling like it's not got enough product in there. So the final product I'm going to use is the Isles Formula Curl Revive, and this is really going to help add even more definition but also heaps of moisture and hydration. Before you go through and start diffusing, it's important to check the hair. You're really able to see the definition in these curls. They're super moisturized and they're ready to be dried. Today I'm using the Dyson diffuser, and the reason why we're diffusing the hair today and not just using a normal blow dryer is because we're going to be able to dry the hair without moving it around, so we're not going to upset the natural curl movement throughout here. So first off, we're going to remove a little bit of this moisture before we start getting you on all the different angles to get that extra body throughout the hair. So it's really important not to just dry the hair flat like this, because we're wanting as much body as possible. So it's best to come up from underneath, and that's really going to dry all the way through to the roots here. And from the sides. So it's important to touch the curl as little as possible while it's forming in that shape, because we're wanting it to dry with the curl in there, and then once it's completely dry and it's molded into that shape, we'll be able to kind of mess it up and get a little bit more body through there. So now that we've gone through and diffused with the Dyson diffuser, I'm just going to add a little bit more of this Curl Revive in, and that's going to give a bit more hydration, and then I'm going to go through and dry that in again. So we're going to want to dry off your curls to about 90%. You don't want to go too dry, otherwise you're going to start to get that frizz through there. So now that we've finished drying off, we're going to go through and create this updo, and we're just going to be using bobby pins and a hair elastic. So I find the easiest way for you to section out this up style is to just use your fingers, choose what parts of your face framing you're wanting to leave out, and because you've got this nice little fringe going on, we're wanting to leave as much of this out as possible to give you that real textured look. So I'm just going to go through with my fingers and go in a bit of a zigzag motion just to get this main bulk of your hair out of the way. So first off, I like to do a bit of a twist to get a little bit more hold through here, and then pull out from there so it's not too tight. And then I come through with my 2 bobbies and a hair elastic. So 2 bobbies either side of the elastic, and we just put in our first point, wrap around to secure the elastic, Can you feel that on your head?
Yes, feels secure.
Beautiful. That's what we want. All right, now I'm just kind of pulling out a little bit to loosen this up. We're just gonna kind of try to condense this as much as possible. So we're just doing a soft twisting motion. And then once you've got that in, you're just gonna be using your bobby pins to secure this in place. And we're really wanting to condense this as much as possible because we're gonna be adding in that extra body and texture with these pieces from underneath. So I'm just sectioning this back part into 3 sections, and we're gonna use that to wrap around this original bun. And we're just gonna be securing that with the bobbies. We want to keep this nice and loose because we don't want it to look too done. And just leaving out these extra bits of curl from the ends because we're gonna be able to mold them a little bit to get that shape that we're after. So now that we've got all of that back section pulled up into that bun, we're gonna now focus on this side face framing pieces and what we're gonna wanna have left out. So you don't wanna have any clean lines, you just wanna use your fingers to kind of roughly pick up pieces, how much you wanna leave out. So before we go through and start molding the shape, I'm gonna go back in with the Curl Revive to kind of add a little bit more definition in these curls because we've been playing with them so much, they start to get a little bit drier. So now that we've got all of this back hair out of the way, I've just gone through and popped a little pin in the front because we're wanting to create a little bit more fringe on the face. So we popped that in there and we're just gonna go through and diffuse that a little bit just so that it's got a little bit of heat in there and it's gonna mold into that position. So now I'm taking this little front piece, we're wanting to keep the sides looking a little bit looser and that's a little bit tight at the moment. So we're just gonna softly bounce that over the sides and then pin this up the back. And then just the same on this side, we're just wanting to create a bit more softness through the sides here. And then also add a little bit more definition and curl through there. So now that we've left this pin in for a little bit, it's definitely would have cooled down enough to like leave a bit more of a fringe situation there naturally. And it's cooled down into that position. It's nice and soft and it kind of doesn't take away from the dress. It just kind of adds to it if anything.
Yeah, and I feel like it's perfect for a boozy brunch with the girls.
Yes, going out to
an evening date, yeah.
I love it. Beautiful. So if you're in love with this look as much as I am, feel free to head over to the EdwardsandCo website to shop all the products that we used to create this hair look today.
And if you love this outfit, it's available exclusively at Universal Store.